Hello students, this is the video guide for your timed essay. Before we begin, I would like to offer you a couple of suggestions. One is please read the discussion suggestions. This assignment, this timed argument, is very similar to the discussion board, and so I've gone through and read them and offer you suggestions on how to improve this type of response. So carefully view those before you start this assignment. Another thing I would like to suggest is to please review some of these documents. The first document is The Art of Argument, and this essay needs to be written using Cicero's six-part oration. Right here, make sure you include all these parts in your writing. It's a solid classical structure, and so I'd like for you to practice this at least one more time. Another suggestion is for you to perfect your hook. The hook needs to be original and interesting, and you need to draw your reader into your essay and establish credibility. And so please avoid certain things like a dictionary definition, because any reader can look up a word in the dictionary. And so if you want to offer a definition, make it your definition. Also, if you try to come up with an analogy or a statement or anecdote, make it original and unique. This should be all you. It shouldn't be a cliche or a common saying or a famous quotation. It should be you, and that way you establish some credibility and draw us into your essay. And so the main thing I really want you to work on for this essay is supporting your argument. Now, several students in the discussion board had hypothetical examples. Hypotheticals are a way to support an argument, but they're not necessarily the best way to support an argument because they're kind of vague. And so an example of a hypothetical might be someone using how a doctor has to be persistent. He has to go to college and medical school and encounter just struggles and hardships and go into debt. That's hypothetical. A stronger argument would be for you to provide specific, solid evidence. Who, what, where, when, why. And so you can use personal experience. That a personal anecdote is solid support, so you can say I in this essay. Just be sure to include the details if you use a personal anecdote. Also, allusions to history and literature, those are beautiful examples of support. Facts, and again, you can do some research, but for this assignment you will not have time because it's timed essay and you don't have time to create a works cited page and all that is required from research. So just use what you know. Now, the other document I would like for you to look at real fast is a couple of writing tips. This handout is generic writing tips in the writing folder. A lot of students have very staccato sentences. They begin subject, verb, subject, verb, subject, verb. They're simple sentences, they're short, and it creates this kind of repetition and monotony. And so vary your sentences, and this suggests 5 different ways to do that. Also, this offers suggestions on how to get rid of weak to be verbs. And oftentimes you will have to rewrite an entire sentence to get rid of these. You can't just delete the verb. Oftentimes when you do that, you create a fragment. So please review these if you are having problems with staccato sentences. And writing errors to avoid tells you how to avoid run-on sentences and comma splices and pronoun problems. So it would be very helpful for you to look at that. And finally, I wanted to show you 2 more documents. No, and then I'll show you how to actually write this essay, this response. This is Cicero's 6-part, I believe it's called the shaping document in the folder. This is an outline. Again, it's a suggestion, it's not a straitjacket. But you notice it has your hook, it has the background information, and then your very clear claim. Now, Your first paragraph should also be an argument, a claim with a reason that supports your opinion. And then you would have your evidence. It needs to be blended nicely with a transition, specific example, and then you connect this back. You argue. How does this example support your argument? And so you may wish to even have this open as you compose your essay to give you a guide on how to write this. And then finally, the requirements for this assignment are right here. Oh, I've offered another outline and some transitions. And so go through these steps here. Okay, make sure that you have a solid claim, you support your argument with solid specific evidence, you build credibility, appeal to the emotions or logic of your reader. And this essay, because it's timed, it will be submitted a different way. It's still in essay submissions. It says timed essay. The instructions say you have an hour and 10 minutes. You have 70 minutes. That will be perhaps 20, 30 minutes of pre-writing and the rest of the time just composing the essay. Once you've started, you must complete it. And so you need to set aside some time to do this. You can't really open this up and do a load of clothes and get dinner started. You need to allot yourself the hour and 10 minutes to compose this. Okay? And I think that's it. Good luck.